Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to yet another video, and yet another episode of my Focusing on Artists video series, in which I focus on artists. Now, I haven't done any Focusing on Artists video in a long time. I don't even know why. And suddenly I remembered, oh, I've got many more artists that I want to highlight. Right, so if you haven't seen any of the Focusing on Artists videos previously, it is a series of videos, quite short ones, in which I highlight a comic book artist. Usually comic book artist. Might happen that I will focus, one day on non-comic book artists, but so far it has mainly been the ones that have done some work in the comic book industry. And I highlight these artists, pencilers, inkers, painters in my videos for just and simply for subjective reasons. I like an artist, so I want to make a video about him, right? So I highlight the things that I like the most about the work of a particular artist, and the audience, all the three people that watch my videos, can agree or disagree. Now, without further ado, I've chosen for today the artist Steve Dillon. Now, he didn't draw the cover that was done by Glenn Fabry, and there will most certainly be an episode devoted to Glenn Fabry. But Steve Dillon was a British comic book artist that the late, unfortunately, it needs to be said, the late Steve Dillon, who unfortunately has passed away. I think that he died 4 years ago. It was 2016, I think. So he's no longer with us, but during his life he did a tremendous amount of fantastic work. So he's mainly known for and famous for working with Garth Ennis, and I would say that the top three works that he did and that he's most remembered for and will be remembered for is The Preacher, The Punisher, and Hellraiser, all being written by Garth Ennis. So they were one of these duos in the comic book industry that we are so used to, and that they are so often discussed. You've got an artist, you've got a writer, and they are they work in a complete symbiosis, and they are perfect for each other, right? So that and their work works so good that they have become really known as a duo, more so than two individuals working in the comic book industry, such as Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, and so on and so forth. So let me just show you. I've chosen The Preacher for this video. A bit of an and I just opened the Preacher on a page that I really intended to show you anyway, and that's the Saint of Killers, drawn by Steve Dillon. Right, I'm not going to get too much into the story of Preacher. Let me just say that it is one of the best non-superhero comic books that I've ever read in my life. Well, it's basically about it is a blasphemous, definitely not for children, not for kids, R-rated comic books about a preacher that gets possessed by a being that is an offspring of an angel and a demon, and it gives him, of course, awesome powers. And this preacher, Jesse Custer, is accompanied on his journey to find God, because God has gone missing, by the vampire. What is his name now? I blanked on his name. Jesus Christ, I should have prepared better. I've been just very recently rereading that bloody book, and I can't remember the name of the bloody vampire. Jesus, what is his name? Cassidy, and Tulip, his ex-girlfriend, right? I'm sorry. Oh. So they journey, throughout America, mainly throughout the South, and they are looking for God. Now, the art of Steve Dillon is very raw. Look at that. These are seraphs, angels, right? Or the highest rank of angels, and this is Jesse Custer, the preacher, the main protagonist, or the main character. Sorry, it seems that I can't talk. I don't know what's happening to my throat. Now, I like the artwork of Steve Dillon, especially because it is the good old style of comic book artwork, not done on computers, just being drawn by hand, right? And as I said, what I like especially I'm sorry, about the artwork are the faces of the characters, which to a huge extent they seem almost brutal to me. Or almost each and every character has a sort of big eyes and a threatening look in their faces, right? And especially in case of the Saint of Killers. I'm not going to spoil who he is, but let's say that he is one of the greatest villains in that story, and he's very cruel. So cruel that even Satan himself banished him from hell. And look at that, the face, right? I think I might have to cut this video short because my throat is getting very, very sore and I'm even tearing up. Oh, this comic book makes me cry. I love the art so much, right? So, yeah. That's it, and that's basically the representation of the art of Steve Dillon, be it in Preacher, in Hellblazer, or in Punisher. It's very raw, it's detailed, it's done by hand, right? So not any computer artwork, and he's got very clear lines, right? So it is, and then when colored. In the right way, it stands out, and you can really enjoy each and every detail of the art by Steve Dillon. And once again, as I said, maybe the thing that fascinates me the most about his artwork are the faces of the characters, right? It seems that just each and every character that Steve Dillon draws looks angry. Right? Look, this is one of the lower ranks of angels, right? So everybody looks angry all the time. That's fantastic. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody looks angry. That's fascinating. Actually, absolutely fascinating. I'm just surprised I haven't found any page that wouldn't be safe for work, that I couldn't really show on YouTube, because there are many of them, and I mean like a lot. It is brutal, it is gruesome, it is definitely not for children, it is most certainly R-rated, it is full of violence, full of curse words, full of, honky stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Fantastic book with a fantastic artwork, and that applies for The Preacher, Hellblazer, and for Punisher by Garth Ennis, drawn by Steve Dillon. Excuse my sore throat, my inability to speak properly today. I hope that in the next video it'll be alright. So, what do you think, my friends? Do you like Steve Dillon? Have you read Preacher, Hellblazer, or The Punisher? And what do you think about these books? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, let me know, maybe, about some suggestions. Who should be the next artists that I will highlight in my next episode of the Focusing on Artists video series. I might listen to, I might not. We'll see. So thank you very much indeed. See you soon, and bye.